What's up, guys? It's your boy Jay Anime with another episode review. Season 3, episode 17, or you want to say Act 2, episode 17. Same thing, no difference. Was a good episode, strong episode. It definitely showed two powerhouses going at it. It showed basically where the Sendo team is going in the future, or at least the battles in the future. So it has a lot of different components, but that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna break it down. We're gonna break it down part by part. Talk about part by part, and we're gonna that's how we're gonna continue with this. All right, guys. So the way we start in this episode is basically the powerhouse is going at it. TEITO versus INASHIRO. So basically, May is pitching is the ace for Iwashimo, and Mukai is the ace of Daicho. Both lefties, both basically dominant in their brackets. Basically, the best pitchers in their brackets. West Tokyo versus East Tokyo. So we start the episode with these two teams kind of going at it and stuff like that. The team that beats this team is gonna face Ichidai third, the team that basically knocked out Sendo. So we start off the episode, and Sendo guys, Samurai, all our guys are they're on the bench because they just lost, so they're watching the game. It's something that you can't really ignore, but Samurai was not sitting with the team; he was sitting on the other side. So does that have a deeper meaning? Maybe not. But I personally don't think nothing is done on coincidence. Especially after seeing anime for this long, nothing is really just they just don't do things just to do it. So he probably was tight at the team. He probably was mad at the team. He probably was looking at the offense like you guys didn't really do your part at the same. You guys didn't do your part at the same time. But whatever. We start the game off. It's a good game. Mekai doesn't really have a great start. He has a shaky start, but he's steady. He's steady. He's letting guys on base. He's the type of pitcher that he'll basically get deeper into the count. He kind of throw. He's a little bit like Fura. He throws the necessary pitches so he gets deep into the count, but it seems not to affect his confidence. It seems. He could be full count, 3 balls, 2 strikes, and still throw a borderline pitch, a pitch that basically that it's borderline. It could be called a ball, or it could be called strike. So it shows a lot of confidence in him, because a lot of pitches, when they 3 balls, 2 strikes, it's automatic fastball down the middle, and batters know this. So batters they just wait on that pitch at that point. They think it's a given because the guy doesn't want to walk him, or the guy wants to make sure that he throws a strike. That's not Mukai's case. Mukai doesn't really care. If you gotta walk him, he walks him, but he's just not gonna give you an easy pitch. So we start off with that. He starts off a little shaky, but at the same time he's pitching well. He's not really letting it's not like they're scoring. On the other hand, May is dominated. May is on his game. May is, even though the score is 0-0, May is his stuff at that day on today it's regular May. It's regular May. It's dominant. It's the reason why he's called the best pitcher in Tokyo. There's a reason why. He's the top notch. He's that dude. That he's the top pitcher. He's a top lefty, top pitcher, whichever you want to put it. At least in Tokyo. So May is on his game. His fastball is on point. His changeup is on point. He's definitely displaying his power, and he just got the true persona of an ace, which Mokai has it too. They're very similar pitchers. They're both lefties. They both have that little selfish kind of little selfish mindset or whatever, which I think all pitchers it kind of should have. But they're very it's very cool to see, like, I mean, the best pitcher in East Tokyo and the best pitcher of West Tokyo, and they're both being lefties. They're very similar personalities. So Mokai gets touched first. Mukai, he was pitching. Even though he wasn't pitching the best game, he still wasn't letting runs. He still wasn't letting runs on the board. But in the sixth inning, Inashiro finally broke through. Their batters finally broke through, and they got two. I believe they got 2 runs in the sixth, and then they got another one in the seventh by like a sacrifice fly. So the score was 3-0. So but it didn't affect me. It didn't affect Mukai. Mukai still, it still had his confidence and still continued to plow forward. And even though he wasn't pitching the best game, he was still very effective. May, it took a couple more innings, but May got touched too. May got touched too. It was Tencho's catcher, Yuri Kung. He hit a home run off of May. So we all, like I said before, we all know May is basically the top dude. So that was very impressive. I mean, he just straight knocked it out, and it kind of affected May in a funny way, because it definitely made him lose a little bit of confidence. But I mean, you know what? Not lose a little bit of confidence, to lose his cool a little bit. He didn't lose. I mean, May can't really lose confidence, but lose his cool a little bit. So it definitely affected his control. But I think he regathered, and I mean, that was the only one he gave up. I mean, nobody's gonna pitch a perfect game. But to that point, it was basically a no hitter. Nobody. It was basically, from what I saw, because whenever Santos not playing, they kind of breeze by the games, and there's a lot of narrating and stuff like that. So you really got to pay attention. But it definitely seemed like it was a good game. And at the end of the day, Inashiro won the game. Inashiro won the game, and they're gonna be the team that's gonna go to the finals. That's gonna go against Ichidai third. So, this probably something we're gonna expect next episode. These two teams going at it. But Mukai and May, at the end, they had a little funny interaction. Mukai's calling May a child. May is like, well, I'm just letting you know that I never went. I wasn't going serious. I wasn't being serious at all. Which was not. I don't think it was accurate. I mean, he was serious. You can't just. TEITO is a very good team. You can't. He's not gonna breeze through them and have that type of performance. So then we get to the second part of the episode, and basically the second part of the episode is Samurai basically. I mean, he's in his thoughts. I mean, he definitely they don't want to say exactly. I think they don't want to say exactly what he's thinking about or what he wants, but they're giving us clues, which is he wants the ace number. That's what I believe. I mean, that's what I think the show is giving us hints to, but he wants the ace number. That's why when he was walking down the stairs, because he was sitting somewhere else, not with the team, and he passes by his boy Haruchi. He's like, yo, it's kind of cool to be the ace, right? And the guy and Harukushi was kind of like, okay, where that came from. So basically, I don't know, maybe it was a little that him let him know that it's cool being I'm still thinking about being the ace. But because if you go back in season 2, he told Furua was wearing number 1, and he's looking at him. Furua is walking in front of him, and he's looking at him. And Haruchiru was in the dugout with them. Well, they were like in a hallway, and he was like, I just want to let you know, I'm going for that number. I'm going for the number 1 number. I want the ace number. I'm just not content being the reliever. And Furua turned to him and be like, I won't lose. In classic anime fashion. So these two definitely have a rivalry, and that's why they have grown so much. But Samurai is not content with being the reliever, and he definitely is going for that ace position, the number one position, and stuff like that. Which he should, or whatever. So we fast forward, and we see the assistant coach having a conversation with Coach Kotaika, aka Boss, and it shows a little deeper insight on last week's episode of why he didn't switch out Furura right away, and it gives us a little deeper insight. And basically, all these players have journals, and they basically write their future wishes, or where they want to be, if they want to play more, future goals and stuff like that. Every player has a journal, and it seems like it's a Sendo tradition for years, because what the assistant coach did is he looked up coach's journal when he used to play for Sendo. So it's funny because coach's journal basically has written that he wanted to be the best player in Japan. And we know Furura is aiming to want to be the best player in Japan. So probably was a little probably that's probably what made him hesitate, because it's a similar they have basically they had the same goal. So he's probably understanding where Furura was going, and what the things that Furura have to go through to get there. But the coach just say that's something that he has to fix himself. That's something it's basically a personal issue. In other words, it's basically like he got to get over that himself. That's not something that he could kind of help him with, or anybody could help him with. He's having an internal conflict with himself, or he wants to make it to another. He wants to basically make it to another level, he wants to pitch better than what he pitched in the Nationals. And as we all can remember, in the Nationals, that was Furura's best game. That was his best performance. It tops all other performances. He looked at like not only the ace of the team, he looked at basically like one of the best pitchers of the team. I mean, not one of the best pitchers in the nation, if not competing for that top spot. I mean, he was going against it, but basically the best pitcher in the nation, Hongo, at the time, and they went toe to toe. They went toe to toe. So even though he lost, but they went toe to toe. He pitched, all 9 innings, and he gave him 2 runs in the first. But he's not even trying to get back to that level. He's trying to surpass that level. Furura is trying to surpass that level and become the best pitcher in Japan. So coach, when he was a pitcher back in the day, he has his journal, and he writes, I want to be the best player in Japan. This will make my team the best team in Japan. So you see how they had similar goals, and that's what made coach hesitate last week on him not switching him out when he was giving up all those runs in the fifth or sixth inning. 5 runs in the fifth inning, and from them not to switch you out, it was a mistake. And he still says it. He said that was a mistake. That I was being, because of because of that experience of us, of basically when me knowing that he wants this goal, and me when I was younger, and when I was a pitcher, me wanting the same goal, it made me hesitate. It made me hesitate on taking him out. He probably saw himself in Furura at that moment. Excuse me. Probably saw himself in Furura. That's why he hesitated. But he says it wasn't fair to the other guys. It wasn't fair to other guys that were ready to basically take the mantle and probably stop the bleeding in last week's episode. He's referring to Samurai or whatever. So fast forward, we go to the end of the episode. Miyuki, the catcher, he's basically on the hill with a bat over him. I'm pretty sure that he's doing batting practice. He does batting practice by himself. He doesn't really do it with the other guys. Or the other guys, they go together and they start swinging. They start swinging the ball together, because the offense is feeling guilty, man. The offense, at the end of the day, Samurai came in last week's episode. Samurai came in and he shut everything down. So for them to only be able to get a run back after Samurai came in, you need more. So they know that they didn't perform the way they should have. So Miyuki is basically on the hill, and he's thinking, and he's thinking about Samurai, and he's thinking about Furura, and he's thinking about he's impressed with Samurai because Samurai came in and the last episode, and like I said before, he was on point. His location was on point. He was hitting his targets, and he basically, like Miyuki says, Miyuki got goosebumps, like wow. So he was like, I wasn't expecting him to, I know he always wanted to be the ace. He's been saying that since day one. But I wasn't expecting him to be making his move right now. So it's basically what I was talking about earlier when I said it seems that they're not saying it, but they're referring to a future battle. And the coach and the assistant coach earlier said we're gonna need a fresh start. So what I'm thinking is, they're gonna let these guys, especially before the summer tournament, battle out for that A spot. It's not gonna be like Furura, you got it, because Furura he hasn't been on his game. So Miyuki's on the hill, and he's thinking about all of this other stuff, and he's thinking about Samurai over here, his past performance. He was like, yo, he was an ace. He pitched like an ace. His mentality, the way he performed, everything was like an ace. He upleft the team. I mean, he got it. He went to bat and he got a hit. Everybody was amazed about it, and he was mad about everybody's reaction. But come on, bro, we all know you can't hit. He got a hit. He got a double. Then he got a base. He got the first base on the walk. So he definitely did his part, and then he was shutting everybody down and stuff like that. I mean, Ichida at third, he shut them down. So the offense wasn't able to do their part, but Miyuki was like, "Yo, this guy's coming for that ace spot. This guy's coming for that ace spot." And then he's thinking about Furura and how Furura is having that eternal battle and stuff. And then he comes to the realization to think to himself like, "Wow, I only got 3 more months to play with these guys because remember, he's a third year, so he's a third year, he's a senior." So he's gonna play the next 3 months, basically, and have all the practice matchups that they're gonna schedule, and the summer tournament. But if they get eliminated in the summer tournament, that's it. That's their last game. So the more they win, the more he gets to play with them. But he's just thinking about like, wow, like he's seeing their Samurai and Furura's growth, and he's like, I only got 3 more months to play with them, man. It was a little moment that like, wow, like this is interesting. So with that said, that was my review of the episode. I think definitely hopefully watch. I mean, I should have said that at the beginning of the video, but definitely don't watch this video before watching the episode. Enjoy the episode. Enjoy the animation, the drawing, everything. I mean, I think Ace of Diamonds does a great job of telling the story. That's why we love it. That's why I love the show, and obviously, if you click on this video, you love the show too. So, with that said, that was my review. Great episode. Definitely watch it. Try to watch it a second time, because sometimes when you watch it a second time, you notice things you didn't notice on the first time. And with that said, I'm out. Guys, comment if you agree with my review. Comment if you don't agree. Comment. Comment. With that, I'm out. All right, guys, take care.